Okay, Tuesday pickup, video games. Wasn't expecting to get any games. I usually don't get games in the middle of the week, but someone gave my wife a call. One of the parents from school that had been telling her, "Oh, we have video games. We're just holding on to them. And, you were going to look at it." And they finally said, "Oh, we found them," and they gave us a call. Now they had told my wife these were Super Nintendo, and then they also had like Atari and Coleco games. So. I was interested for the Super Nintendo, so I was like, okay, I'll go look, right? Anyway, I get there, and it was mostly Coleco, whatever, so I immediately looked at everything, and I'll go through it, and I didn't want it. So I was like, I didn't know this was part of it, right? So I looked at the contents of this box, and I offered $20, right? Because I didn't want it, and I figured they'd go, no, and I'd go, okay, cool, no problem, right? And then I saw this, and I figured I've never heard of this game, but it doesn't look like a valuable game. It's not complete in the box, it's missing the manual, whatever, right? So even at that point, I said, well, this is probably like a $10 game. I'd throw in another $5 or something like that, because this is the Super Nintendo they had, right? I was thinking they'd have more. Anyway, I was like, I don't really want it, but I figured let me call AJ, because maybe he wants to deal with it. And I told him the contents of the box, and I also told him what they wanted. And initially, they were like, I offered $25. They were thinking more like $50, and I was like, nah, because that's what they kind of told me, At first, I said, well, let me look at it, and I was like, yeah, nah, because Colecovision doesn't sell well for me. I'd have to test everything. I'm just not into it. It's too much work. It'll take me like an hour to do everything, and then when I go to sell it, nobody will want to give me more than, say, $50, $60, I believe, personally, right? But there is one thing in there that I have to sell online, and it will get me back a good portion. I think it's starting to drizzle, so I'm going to have to do this really quick. Anyway, I called AJ, and I didn't want to tell him everything. I told him everything in the box and stuff like that, but he was like, where are you? What sale is this? And I didn't want to talk to him about it because the people were right there, and they were listening to everything I was saying. I said, look, let me just tell you the games, I don't want to waste time telling you where I am and stuff. It's a middle of the week sale, blah, blah, blah. Friends of Marie, this and that. I just didn't want to go into details on that, but now you know, AJ. I was at Marie's friends were trying to get me to buy some of their stuff, and I was like, who cares? It is actually drizzling. It's annoying. Let me see if I can do this up for a minute. Look, I'm putting up the tent. Okay, now I have cover. I don't have to worry about the rain so much. All right, let me show. Oh, so anyway, I still didn't want it, right? So AJ had suggested I call Daryl, right? And I was like, fine, because Daryl would be the one listing it anyway. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, they threw this in for free. They had a TDK. It was in the box. Daryl, you're going to get this. I know you like these. So anyway, I talked to Daryl, and Daryl was like, well, offer them because they actually wanted 10 for this, and they wanted 50 for that. It would have been $60. So I talked to Daryl, and I already, 2 people had turned it down the lot. I turned down the lot, and AJ was like, nah, he doesn't want either. Because actually, I reminded AJ, we have a Colecovision in my garage sitting there that nobody's tested, done anything. It's just sitting there, and we got another one now that we're not going to do anything with. That's why I didn't want it. Anyway, here's what came. I wound up. Daryl said offer him $40, and if they say yeah, then just take it. So I said, look, my friend says he'll buy it, and I'll give you the money. He'll pay me back, but he only wants to pay $40, right? So they were like, oh, what about $50? I was like, nah, right? So the husband says, look, $45, that's it. I said, you know what, $40, $45, what's the difference? I gave him $45, so Daryl, this is what we spent $45 on. You sell it, and we will just share. Hyperzone, the box is kind of nice, whatever. Maybe it's worth $15, $20, don't know. A ColecoVision box with a back cut out. So this is for display, I guess, the front side. It does have the styrofoam. I don't imagine the styrofoam's worth more than like $5. This is probably the most valuable thing in the whole box. This is a ColecoVision expansion module. When I was talking to AJ, I told him it was there. And he said, oh, that's worth like 35, but he just didn't want to deal with it. So Daryl put that on right away. 35 bucks right there. They must have had a yard sale or something and tried to sell it first, and everybody who saw it probably thought they were out of their minds, because, like, look at that game, 15 bucks. This all 125. Yeah, not. I mean, maybe if I was crazy or something, 125. But I'm not crazy. What the hell is this? It's garbage. Oh, wait a minute. Fuck. This part of this is the attachment. Gross. I guess, hey, Daryl, I'm just going to give you this stuff if you need it. I'm going to throw out the gross shit in here, but I'll save that thing. Look at that power brick. I mean, talk about the size of a brick. Here, what's this? I got to see what this is, because this looks... Oh, okay, this is probably nothing special. You know what? I'm just going to leave this stuff, because I don't think you need this, but I'm going to leave it just in case this one's burnt out. Because here's the original Coleco TV, whatever one. 2 paddles. They look okay. Yeah. Games. Donkey Kong. Here's a manual. Burger Time. See, now why don't they have Burger Time? Because I looked through this. I didn't see Burger Time. Oh, no, there it is. So who cares? It's not that Burger Times are really bad. I mean, I have these games all the time, and they're hard as hell to sell. Every once in a while, the right person comes along and they want to buy some. They're almost never worth listing online. Zaxxon, Defender. Because they're only worth like $4 or $5. Video Olympics, Casino. It's junk. You know, the labels look like crap because of the glue they use, so they're not even nice for display most times. Pac-Man, Pitfall. Pitfall's a fun game. Cosmic Avenger. I think that's a fun game, but it's very basic. What else? Space Invaders. You can get that on your freaking phone. Gorf, I don't know. I never heard of that one. Looks like it's probably like a variation of golf. And he goes Gorf. I don't know. Airseat Battle. Oh, here. Free pen. Daryl, you're getting it. It's all for you. Veterans, foreign war, whatever. You can have it. My nose is itchy. Carnival by Sega. Okay, that's all the games, everything. 30 bucks. Did I say 30? No, 45. 45, it's a good deal. For someone else. Oh, there's manuals in here, so that's better. No boxes, but manuals. I didn't see this stuff because I was just like looking at everything and not being into it. Oh, here's another manual. So it looks like I have all the manuals, most of them. Burger Time, Carnival, Space Invaders. I don't know what that is. Donkey Kong, the Colecovision, Donkey Kong again. It's weird. Casino, Airseat Battle. Oh, I'm sweating. Combat, Video Olympics, Pac-Man, Colecovision console, Defender. Alright. All the stuff's going back in that box. Daryl, you're just gonna... And look, I got some free records. Gee, I hope these are all Beatles records. Let's see what their taste in music was. I Can't Stay Mad at You, Skeeter Davis? Easy now. Frank Lesnar. Prelude. Classical. No Blue de Pinto de Blue. It must be Italian music. Jimmy Roselli. Yeah, it's probably Italian. At Night. The Flamingos. Roulette. Let's Dance. Imperial. Willy Boy. And Razzmatazz. Hey, that's it. Listen. Shout outs to all my friends. AJ, Naz, Thrift Hunter, Cool Trex, Daryl, who's getting all this crap. Shout out to the Collecticon. It's on, but we're reworking the date. Shout out to Tuesday Pickups and surprise game hauls. I don't know, that's it. You tell me if I I mean, I know I did good on this lot, but I'm not dealing with it, so that's even better.